Use My Service by Kristen Terrette, and they have devoted themselves to the service of the Lord's people. 2 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 15b. For they have refreshed my spirit and yours also. 2 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 18a. After a move 3 years ago, we found ourselves looking for a new church. I'm not going to lie and say there wasn't a part of me who was glad I wasn't actively serving in a church community for the first time in 16 years. Looking back, I see that I was tired. After trying out multiple churches, my family and I found our new church home. Even then, I resisted jumping in to serve somewhere. I kept telling myself that I'd volunteered for a long time and that it was okay to take a break, which is true, as long as you are still in the will of God. A strong nudge from him eventually had me signing up to serve with the kids area, a place I knew well since I am a former children's ministry director and had expertise and experience to offer. But the truth remained, I had ultimately signed up because it was something God asked of me, not necessarily because my heart longed for it. Then, as it always does with God, a miracle happened. My love for serving whittled its way back into my heart. My love for the kids and the others serving alongside me grew and grew. Soon, I found myself also saying yes to help with the women's ministry, and he soon opened my eyes that not being in a small group for 3 years had left me vulnerable. My shield of faith was not as strong, my resistance to temptation had weakened, and my prayer life was suffering. So I finally took a leap and signed up to host a women's group in my home. And here's the miracle. Many women expressed they'd been waiting for someone to offer a group in our area. They'd been waiting for me to say yes. God knew this, and He has blessed us with great companionship. I feel stronger, wiser, covered in prayer, and more joyful than I have in years. So when I think about spiritual disciplines, service comes to mind. The above verses in 2 Corinthians chapter 16 discuss a family who converted to be Christ followers, were baptized, and then immediately started serving His people. I can't help but see this example and think of how much God's people needed them, but also how much they needed to serve others. Just like Paul says these people refreshed his spirit, we get to do that to others while at the same time refreshing our spirit every time we serve the Lord. Questions for reflection. When you think about a spiritual discipline, do you think about service? Are you serving God's kingdom somewhere? Where could you serve?